All right, I'm here talking today. This is Tim Hunt with Great Rivers News, and I am in Bloomingdale, which is a little community, unincorporated, that is in the Jersey Valley watershed. You're downstream of Jersey Valley, correct?
Yes.
And this is Jill.
Jill Zohimsky.
Zohimsky.
Nobody will remember that, but Jill.
I'm not going to try and spell that.
That's
but
fine.
Jill has a house here in Bloomingdale, and you're very close to the water. And you were at a recent emergency management committee meeting at Vernon County, talking about the damage that you suffered and what kind of came out of this for you. So describe when the water started to come up, what was happening and where were you at?
Actually, I was not here at the time, but so I had to rely on your radio reports to know what was going on, so that was helpful. But I did talk to other people, and one person told me that it rained and it came through, and it drained, but then the dam broke, and then that's when it was bad.
And the water came up a little quicker.
It came through fast, and then when I was looking around, I could see, like, my car is there now, but it was tipped almost over into the mud hole there, so that water came through and pushed it. And other people got water further back that don't normally get it. It was a big force of water, a torrent of water all at once. And I can show you some of the damage in the back, because when you see where the water went, it does tell you.
So when did you get here?
I got here Thursday, because I was stuck. I was stranded somewhere else because the road was.
And you couldn't get in here.
And yeah, I couldn't get here. As soon as I got here, I looked around and it was bad. And then I left. But then I came back. I'm like, I have to get back here. Something told me.
And it looks like you've done some remodeling.
Oh yes, this house has been worked on.
And you've been here about 6 years, you said?
6 years I've been here, not real long, and this was my first flood.
First flood event.
This is it. So basically, my house is closest to the river, the west fork of the Kickapoo.
Sure.
And I've got this garage and a pole shed and this little building here.
So how far up into here was the water?
The water, it kind of washed around the back and the front here. You can see here. Usually when you see this stuff, then you can see that the water was there.
Sure.
Through here. This other end got hit harder. The water was about over the 2 feet. I looked for all the water lines, and which I think is people need to know. Look for your water lines and take pictures, because they'll ask you how high the water get. Well, so it came through here, but I think the worst part is it came back through the back here. This whole shed. And it's a little higher here where this is. And I've been here where the water got higher. The worst it ever got was it washed through the back there. But now this time it came through here and hit this whole shed. There's a big gouge underneath here. It used to be all level with gravel. I just twisted it all. And then actually now it's leaning against the other building. And that was something I worry about too now. It's a hazard, and I worry it was going to flood again and it gets down the river.
So when you got back in here, I know you were saying at the meeting that you started trying to think about, and once the water starts going down.
Actually, the water was gone fast.
Okay.
Yes.
But it came up into your home.
It did, yes.
And did a lot of damage inside.
Yes, it did.
And then you were at a point where you said,
right,
you really didn't know what you were going to do then.
Well, I knew that you have to, when you get water on drywall, you have to remove it because mold grows on it and then it gets in the walls. And I knew I didn't have a lot of time, and it was Saturday morning, and I was just like, I knew I couldn't save it myself. I just knew, and I had to say, I'm going to lose my house. But then out of the blue, two women showed up, Jeanette and Gail from Community Hunger Solutions, and they said, we brought food and we're here to help. And and how they found me here, I'm at the dead end of the road. They showed up, and I just couldn't believe it. And then they had a carload of food, and I said, no, I can't take it all for me. And then right away I said, well, Bloomingdale has a community center. Let's take it there. So we did, and then it's available for everyone. And then the next day, 3 people showed up, people showed up from the Snowflake Royalty Club with clean supplies, so take them to the community center. And then the next day, or after that, I lost track of time here. Is like one thing kept happening after another. 3 people showed up from the southwest Wisconsin, I gotta try to remember the name, on disaster relief Lutheran church group. And they said, we're here to help.
A Lutheran church group.
It was a Lutheran church group. They said, we're here to help. They wanted to look at the house. They said, yeah, we'll take it on. We'll have a team here tomorrow. And there's no cost because they do it through donations. And the next morning, lo and behold, they knew I was staying at the yellow house down the block there, and they drove by there and beeped the horn, and there they were, a truck and a trailer, car after car, about a dozen people. And they went to work. They had a team leader, because they've done this before. They've actually been down to Hurricane Harvey, and they got to work right away. They just gutted the whole house, so at least now it's opened up and I can dry it out. And they don't help with the finish work, but that's fine. I said, you did the hard work. They worked hard, and they were nice people. And I just couldn't believe it. I am a person that I'm used to doing things myself. And I never had help before, and so it was just unbelievable.
So they came in here and cleaned up all of that wet material.
They pulled it out. They did this before, and they said, no, this has to come out. Your drywall, your insulation, and then part of the flooring, and they knew what to do. And I just tried to stay out of the way, but I helped a little. But yeah, it was just unbelievable. So that was on Labor Day. They were here on a holiday. I mean, they all had plans, and they were here. And then after that, more people came with. We were all tired and pooping out, and then a group of friends from La Crosse, University La Crosse, came. Young people came. Can we help? So they put them to work, and it was like, it was just not planned. People showing up and roll up your sleeves, and I was here, and I still can't believe it. And I think that is what I want to emphasize, that the good thing that came out of this is people showed up and they helped. I mean, they didn't need to be paid or have a meeting. It was just show up and help. And for me, it made all the difference. And
so you were sitting here on Saturday or so thinking, how am I going to deal with this?
I was like, no, my house is going to be gone. I mean, it was going to be gone.
And by Sunday or Monday, how were you feeling?
Oh, no, actually, it was within an hour that the first women showed up. It was like an hour. And then from there, one thing after another. And I just want to emphasize that as bad as things are, when people make the difference. Not, you can lose possessions and money, but you can always get those back. But the people, I mean, and I'm a shy person too. I like to just be by myself, but I'm like, okay, there's help. I have to take it. And I don't know. I can't explain it.
And I'm suspecting most people's insurance they're not going to cover this kind of damage.
No, and the homeowners doesn't cover it. They'll say you have to have flood insurance, but even if you do, it may not cover it, and it's a long process. And I should also mention my background is accounting. I'm actually a certified public accountant, and so I look at it also from standpoint of try to salvage what you can and save it quick. You can put it back together later, but don't let it sit there and rot. You know, we gotta get things ripped out so it can dry, and then worry about finish work later. And you can save money doing that. But I couldn't have done it myself without this team.
Yeah.
So I look at you.
And that's what I'm seeing everywhere I go, in all the little towns that have been hit by this flooding, and the people that come out and do these amazing things, and you are documenting your damage too, so that, you know, when somebody does get maybe reimbursed from some government agency, that it's
Yes. You
at
have
least
to document, and they said even volunteer hours, but I'm just looking at, I was very lucky to get this help, and I'm going to use it to help other people. I'm able to get out and help other people now, and I mean, my house will take a while to get fixed, and that is fine.
and you think you're staying here? Is it...
I'm staying here. I am staying here. I felt like giving up. I felt down. I felt, what do I do? I cried a little bit. But I am staying here, and I will do whatever it takes.
Does it make you nervous? You know, now you're living below the Jersey Valley Dam. There was, you know, about half of the water, you know, came out of there. There was the spillway gave way, and, you know, that made things worse here probably. Does that worry you about living where you're at?
It absolutely made things worse. In fact, it was the thing, and we all know it. I've talked to other people, and a lot of old timers say that lake should have never been filled, and we probably should not refill it. And, you know, there's just some things we can't do anymore. Like, we love lakes, but there's plenty of lakes up north to go to. We just cannot do that anymore.
You'd like to see it just be a flood control structure.
I'm not an expert on that, but yeah, it should probably not be a lake, so all that water comes down at once again. So somebody else needs to work on that part of it.
And talk about a little bit about the community of Bloomingdale here. There's not a lot of houses here. I don't know how many there are total.
There's about 20 property owners here, and mostly houses, and people have been here a long time.
And I noticed on Facebook, I saw a couple posts that people were like, "Hey, what about Bloomingdale? Don't forget about us. We're not as big as some other areas."
No, we're not. And yeah, some people, I should say, a lot of people like to keep to themselves, so they don't want to be. We don't want to attract attention, but I think this time we have to. Something good has to come out of this. That we have to do things different, and we have people here that, you know, they just dumped off tires somewhere on another property, and we can't do that anymore. I mean, we have a landfill, and actually the clean sweep is coming up Friday and Saturday from 9 to 2. People can take their paints and chemicals there. We cannot have these things sitting around. Anything can go down the river and hit the bridge. So we have to clean things up, and I feel that's one thing anyone can do. It doesn't cost money to pick things up, and, you know, we take it to the landfill. I just think the county should maybe help pay for some of it, because a lot of people won't take it if they have to pay. So maybe we could get some help there. Let them take it and figure it out later. I don't think anyone's going to take advantage here. But we need to clean things up. And you know, for me, the worst part is what I had here was the reason I'm mainly here. I know there's a risk living in the flood, but I love this landscape. And it's really destroyed. And I just really care about the river and the trees. And I mean, that's what I look at. Those things aren't replaceable.
I think the hard part now is for people that it seems to be happening every year or 2 years, and that process of trying to dig out every year is getting...
And I'm sure a lot of people think, why do people live in the floodplain? But, you know, there's a shortage of affordable housing, and a lot of even these old structures are sturdier, and they're new housing. In fact, the recovery team that was here, they said, they looked at the old stone foundation on that building, and they said, wow, that held up. Not only held up, it kept this building from going down the river. It held this. So, I don't know, maybe some of the old ways were good. You look at least now, if I'm rebuilding my house, now I have a chance to start over and do things different. So I'm looking at design, and like I'm actually going to take part of one addition of my house off, and because that's another thing people don't know. There are the floodplain ordinances, but there's also, you get points for mitigating hazards, and one of them is to reduce the footprint of your house. And so every little bit helps. You can do, and nobody knows about it. And I go to a meeting once in a while to pick things up, but it sometimes gets tiring. but yeah, another thing I picked up. Well, and I want to talk about people helping, that people who provide services, businesses.